Alright guys, so we're going to go over the self-defense move of the week. We're going to talk about a rear bear hug without the arms strapped. So there's two different scenarios. One's underneath my arms, which means I have my arms free. That's going to be a different defense, alright? And then the other one we'll go over down the road is when he's over my arms, okay? That's some similar things, but still a little bit of a different defense, okay? So today we're talking about the rear bear hug, and we're talking about under the arms so my arms are free, alright? The number one thing we need to do with this is we don't want the person to be able to pick us up, okay? So that's what we're after first and foremost before we even start to talk about a little bit of an escape, okay, or some defenses, alright? So if they're able to pick me up and over, I'm going to land on my neck and on my head, okay? Not only might that knock me out, it can cause permanent injury, okay? So that's the first thing I've got to do, is to keep that from happening. So the way that I do that's a couple different things I'm going to do. For one, I'm always going to be already attacking the hands, okay, with both hands. So I'm going to attack one of his hands with both hands. So I'm going to be like this. I'm going to lower my levels a little bit, okay? I have good posture, and I'm lowering my levels, okay? I could be parallel. I could be 1 foot out in front of the other. It just kind of depends on what I'm doing, but I want a good base. If the guy is able to pick me up, I'm going to lace the leg to make myself heavy. You see I'm lacing the leg down here. And the other thing is, if he throws me all the way behind, now I'm going to land on my opponent, okay? And on the way down, I'm going to headbutt him, all right, on top of all of it. So that alone will keep you from being thrown on your head or being drugged, okay? So I want to keep myself heavy, and I'm going to use a leg lace to keep from being thrown on my head. Now let's talk about the hands. The guy's hands could be a couple different ways. Right now, he has his hand on his wrist. He could have his palm to palm. He could have fingertips, okay, laced, all right? So all of it's the same. I'm still going to attack one hand with two hands, okay? So let's say he has this here, all right? I want to be attacking and making myself heavy, all right? So now, again, before I even go for the hands to go over escape, I got several options I can do to try to get this guy to free these hands so I can start my escape, okay? Several things. It just depends on where he's at in relation to me. Is his head on my right, on my left? Is he directly behind me? Is he underneath? Is his hands high, okay? Or is his hands low, okay? It kind of depends. So right now, number one, I'm going to look for his head, his nose, with the back of my head, and I'm going to headbutt him with the back of my head, depending on where he's at, all right? That alone starts to eyes the water. I might get my release just like that, okay? So I have my good base, boom, I'm looking for a headbutt. I'm also looking for an elbow, right or left, depending on what side I feel his head on. So look, boom, I got an elbow strike, easy, right there, okay? So headbutt, elbow strike. The other thing I'm looking to do is groin strike. I'm going to move myself right or left, okay? All I got to do is move my body, all right? Good base. So now I've opened up, boom, boom, groin strike. Elbow wherever I can, groin strike again, okay? So now I'm here again. I'm trying to get my release, two hands on what? All right? Next thing we have is foot stomps. He has 1 foot more out in front of the other. Boom, boom, heel to the foot. Really good, all right? On top of that, we have a shin rake. We have on shoes, right? So I'm going to take my shoes and I'm going to shin rake right now, his shin. All right? All of these is an attempt to get him to let go of this grip. Why I'm trying to make myself heavy, so he can't drag me or pick me up and throw me. The other thing I have here is I have a knuckle strike. I take top of his hand. I'm going to jam my knuckles as hard as I can. I'm going to be hitting right here. It's real tender on the top of your hand. Dig my knuckles in and hopefully get him to let go. If you had your keys in your hand when you were attacked, then the keys become an excellent weapon for anything, especially digging into the hand to try to get this guy to release, okay? So all the things, those are all the things we're going to do after we stop this person from picking us up and dragging us. Now, look, you always have to have a technique. So this can be in conjunction with everything we just did. I'm going to, again, attack one hand with both my hands. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a cross grip either on the wrist or on his thumb and try to push this hand down. At the same time, look, I'm going to take my forearm and I'm going to shove it underneath his elbow and I'm going to turn my palm up. So I'm going to press down, I'm going to get a grip underneath his elbow right here and I'm going to turn my thumb up. So either here or here is fine too. Now look what I do. I press down, and I press up, and I shrug my shoulders to get my release. Okay? Now look, you could always walk in to an arm lock from here. In this particular case, it's going to be a bent arm lock. I walk right in, and I finish up with an arm lock. But I would rather you just get the heck out of there. So I'm here, I pop up, I'm free, and then I get out of there. Okay? So that's really what I'm after. Okay? Now here's one thing that can happen. I'm pressing down, I'm pressing up, and either I get the release or I don't. But this guy feels that I'm starting to get this arm. Alright? And come back up. And he drives me down to my knees. So from here he drives me to my knees. Look where I'm at. So as you hit your knees, you're just going to roll this guy with your shoulder. So I'm just going to roll this guy over. Boom. And then same thing. Look, I'm going to disengage and get out of there. Okay? So one more time on that. I'm here like this. I get to here. He drops me down. And then I roll. Boom. Right over. And then I'm out of there. Okay? So, one last thing. You got to here. Nothing was working. I'm trying to work this, I'm trying strikes, nothing's coming free, okay? He's usually going to leave you one for the other, so look what I do. Good base, stagger. His foot, my foot, his foot, my foot, okay? So this is all I'm going to do. I have my good base. I don't want to go to my knees if I don't have to. I want to stay up with self-defense, okay? I don't want him dragging me to my butt, and I don't want to go to my knees, but he's already kind of got me here, alright? So I'm going to snatch his foot right at the ankle with both hands, and my butt's going to be above his knee joint. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to reach down, grab, pop, right to there. Now look, from here, you could crank a knee bar, groin, boom, real hard, but again, I'd rather you just get out of there, okay? So one last time. Here, don't let them throw you, boom. Keep here, 2 on 1. 2 on 1. Okay? Try to headbutt, foot stomp, groin. Try to get this release at the same time you're doing all of this. Okay? Have a good base. 1, 2, here. If you do get it and he drives you to your knees, roll with him. Okay? And then you can get out. If none of that's working and you're down to here, look for a foot. One or the other. Stagger, stagger, stagger with both hands. Grab the foot. Boom. And then disengage. Alright guys, that's it. Move of the week. Thanks.